grammar part, C1 Unit 48 Grammar. And we will start with the passive form of modals and phrasal modals. So the passive form, we have the subject, we have the modal, and then we have the be and the past participle. So Tom will be invited to the picnic. Okay, so the active I will invite Tom. Tom becomes the subject, so Tom will be invited to the picnic by me. It's not necessary by me, but that's the form. B, the window can't be opened. The window can't be opened. C, children should be taught to respect their elders. D, subject is not necessary because I have a question. May I be excused from class? May I be excused? This book had better be returned to the library before Friday. This book had better be returned. F, this letter ought to be sent before June 1st. G, Mary has to be told about our change in plans. H, Fred is supposed to be told about the meeting. So the idea is that in the passive you can use any modal or modal phrase. Just remember to put that before the auxiliary be, and then you have the past participle of the main verb. Let's look at the past form. You have the subject, the letter, the modal should, and then instead of be, you are using have been. The letter should have been sent last week. So I should have sent the letter. That's active. I should have sent. And if you want to talk about the letter should have been sent last week. J, the house must have been built over 200 years ago. K, Jack ought to have been invited to the party. Ought to have been. Even if there's a to, that doesn't make any difference. You use the infinitive have. Mid-sentence adverbs such as already may be placed after the first auxiliary. She might already have come, or after the second auxiliary, she might have already come. Okay, so you can do exercises 1, 2, and 3 if you have access to those. Let's look at quoted speech. Quoted speech refers to reproducing words exactly as they were originally spoken. Quotation marks are used. Okay, this is not really a notion of spoken English. It's it's more information for the written English, actually the punctuation, and even the punctuation is quite how can I say, you can find different versions. Okay, there's not a standard use. Quoting one sentence. In A, she said, my brother is a student. We use a comma after she said. You see, she said, comma, my brother is a student. Capitalize the first word of the quoted sentence. Put the final quotation marks outside the period at the end of the sentence. So, my brother is a student, period, full stop, and then you close everything with the quote. In B, my brother is a student, she said. Now we have a comma, not a period, after student. At the end of the quoted sentence, when it precedes, she said. So even though this is a full sentence and you would generally put a full stop here, because we can only have a full stop once in a sentence, you have to put it at the end. So comma here, and then that's inside the quotes. Look at C. My brother, she said, is a student. if the quoted sentence is divided by she said or he said or whatever, use a comma after the first part of the quote. Do not capitalize the first word after she said. So, my brother, and then you have a comma, because you need to break something here. You can't just have a quotation mark. She said, another comma, breaking that, and then is a student, no capitalization, but here you can put a period after student. Quoting more than one sentence, let's look at D. My brother is a student, full stop. He is attending university, she said. Quotation marks are placed at the beginning and the end of a complete quote. Notice there are no quotation marks after student. Okay, my brother is a student. You could have as many sentences here as necessary or as possible. This is all considered one quote. So you can have a period, you can have a question, you can have anything in here, but before she said, you have a comma, and then here you have a full stop. Let's look at E. My brother is a student, she said. He is attending university. Now we have a full sentence between two quoted sentences. The second sentence begins with quotation marks and a capital letter. So my brother is a student, comma. This would represent a full stop. She said, and then you have a full stop. And then he is attending university, and you have another full stop here. Okay, these are not easy. They're not really also standardized. You may find someone that says something differently. That's normal. Quoting a question or an exclamation. F. She asked, when will you be here? Okay, the question mark is inside the quotation marks, just like the period or the full stop is inside the quotation marks. G, when will you be here? She asked. If a question mark is used, no comma is used before she asked. When will you be here? Question mark. She asked. Full stop. She said, watch out. The exclamation point is inside the quotation marks. Watch out. Exclamation point and then the quotation marks. Let's look at I. My brother is a student, said Anna. My brother, said Anna, is a student. Okay, if the noun subject, Anna, follows said, like here, said Anna, a noun subject also often follows the verb when the subject and the verb come in the middle or at the end of a quoted sentence. A pronoun subject almost always precedes the verb. Very rare. My brother's a student, said she. So, said Anna. Instead of saying Anna said, you can say said Anna. But you can also say Anna said. It's just another way. Say and ask are most commonly used quote verbs. Some others, I add, I agree, I announce, I answer, I beg, I complain, I begin, I comment, I confess, I continue. We saw in the groups cry, explain, inquire, promise, remark, reply, respond, shout, suggest, and whisper. Let's leave, whispered Dave. That's not really, shouldn't be there. That, yeah, whoops. Let's leave, comma, quotation mark, whispered Dave. K, please help me, begged the unfortunate man. Please help me, we have comma, and then begged. Well, Jack began, it's a long story. Okay, here you have, just like here, said Anna, You can actually change them and say Jack began. It's no different, began Jack. All right, let's look at reported speech, the verb forms in noun clauses. I watch TV every day. She said she watched TV every day. I'm watching TV. She said she was watching TV. I have watched TV. She said she had watched TV. D. I watched TV. She said she had watched TV. So from the simple past, we go to the past perfect. From the present perfect to the past perfect. From the present continuous, as in B, we go to the past continuous. E. I had watched TV. She said she had watched TV. The past perfect always remains the same. F. I will watch TV. She said she would watch TV, so will goes to what? Would. G. I'm going to watch TV. She said she was going to watch TV. I am going to watch, present with going to. She was going to watch, present past with what going to. H. I can watch TV. She said she could watch. Can goes to could. I may watch TV. She said she might watch TV. Okay, you could say that. May to might. But if you say may, it's not such a big deal. J. I must watch TV. She said she had to watch TV. Must does not have a past form. She had to watch. You have to use that. I have to watch TV. She said she had to watch TV. Reported speech refers to using a noun clause to report what someone has said. No quotation marks are used. If the reporting verb, the main verb of the sentence, usually said, is simple past, the verb in the noun clause will usually also be in a past form. So, I should watch TV. She said she should watch TV. I ought to watch TV. She said she ought to watch TV. I might watch TV. She said she might watch TV. It's normal that this said is in the past because you are reporting. In L, should, ought to, and might do not change in the past form. Okay. Immediate reporting. The reporting verb doesn't change. What did the teacher just say? I didn't hear him. He said he wants us to read chapter 6. So if the reporting is very, very immediate, then there's no need to bring that into the past. He said he wanted us. It's not really a mistake, but it is possible to use the present. In a later reporting, I didn't go to class yesterday. Did Mr. Jones make any assignments? Yes, he said he wanted us to read chapter 6. Changing verbs to past forms in reported speech is common in both speaking and writing. However, sometimes in spoken English, no change is made in the noun clause verb, especially if the speaker is reporting something immediately or soon after it was said. Okay, the world is round. She said the world is round. Also, sometimes the present tense is retained even in formal English when the reported sentence deals with a general truth, as in the world is round. When the reporting verb is simple present, present perfect, or future, the noun clause verb is not changed. I watch TV every day. She says she watches TV every day. So this is present and it's fact, so she said she watches. Although if you say she watched TV every day, that's also possible. I watch TV every day. She said she has said that she watches TV every day. She has said. Yeah, so this is present, so you can use the present here. She has said, it's present perfect. She has says. I'm not telling you when she said that. Sometime in the past, she has said that. So I'm telling you exactly what she says. I'm not changing the verb. I watch TV every day. He will say that she watches TV every day. So he will say in the sense that he always says, I watch TV every day. He said it yesterday. He says it today. He will say it again tomorrow. So she will say that she watches TV every day. You have to understand the context here. It's a little bit difficult to understand this context, but I know Sally. Sally says, I watch TV every day, and you meet me and you say, I know Sally. She never watches TV, and I say, no, Sally will say that she watches TV every day. When you see her in the future, she will say that. In reported speech, an imperative sentence is changed to an infinitive. Tell is used instead of say. Watch TV. She told me to watch TV. So we have the told and instead of said, because you are making an order, and to watch, the infinitive. All right, the last thing is the subjunctive. This is a strange form in English. It's a simple form of the verb. It does not have a present, a past, or a future form. It is neither singular nor plural. Sentences with subjunctive verbs generally stress importance or urgency. A subjunctive verb is used in that clauses that follow the verbs and expressions listed below. So, like in A, the teacher demands that we be on time. Be is a subjunctive verb. Its subject is we. We be. In B, I insisted that he pay me the money. Pay, not pays, not paid, is a subjunctive verb. It is in its simple form, even though its subject, he, is singular. So we don't add an S to that. With the negative, you just put the not plus the simple form as in C. I recommended that she not go to the concert. So I'm not using auxiliaries here to make a negative. I know this goes against every rule that you have learned up to now, but this is the case in English. Always learn the exceptions. It is important that they be told the truth. This is passive, that they be told, not that they are told. Should is also possible after suggest and recommend. I suggested that she see a doctor. I suggested that she should see a doctor. I suggested that she should see a doctor. Wow, that's a mouthful. She should see. Difficult. Okay, common verbs and expressions followed by the subjunctive in a noun clause. I advise that, I propose that, it is essential that, it is critical that, I ask that, I recommend that, it is imperative that, it's necessary that, I demand that, request that, it is important that, it is vital that, I insist that, I suggest that. The subjunctive is more common in American English than in British English. In British English, should plus the simple form is more usual than the subjunctive. The teacher insists that we should be on time. Okay, that's actually the meaning of it. But you can also use the subjunctive.